Welcome to Reddit Echoes, where stories that seem normal twist harder than your favorite long-running soap opera. Today, we've got true stories shared by real people just trying to stay sane in a world absolutely drenched in drama. From husbands who want to split their lottery winnings with their stepkids, to partners whose interests will make you want to slowly back away in silence. You won't believe what's going on behind other people's closed doors. So sit back, grab your headphones, turn up the volume or hide in a quiet corner if you need to. Because you're about to enter a world that feels more real than fiction, where every "am I the bad guy" is really a question you hope to never ask yourself in real life. Story 1. I lived for 12 years in the shadow of a child who never existed. I don't even know where to begin. How do you tell a story that you yourself can't believe actually happened? My husband Eric believed for 12 years that he had a son living somewhere in Southeast Asia. The problem is, that child never existed. I'm 36. Eric is 3 years younger than me. We've been married for 5 years and have 3 amazing kids, and up until last weekend I truly believed I knew my husband. I was wrong. Big time. Back in college, Eric did a study abroad program in Europe and fell in love with a woman named Katie. She was the classic mysterious, wealthy, worldly type, or at least pretended to be. When Eric returned to the US, Katie sent him a Facebook message, "I'm pregnant." She said she was going to terminate the pregnancy, and then vanished. Blocked him on everything. Gone. Or so he thought. 3 years later, she came back like a villain in a long-running TV series and told him she couldn't go through with the abortion. She sent a picture of a cute little boy and said, "This is your son." Oh, and she had a new boyfriend now. Jay, who was helping raise the kid. Eric, who had just graduated and had no clue what to do, panicked and sent a list of blood types and family medical history. That's it. No DNA test, no meeting, no video calls, just belief. Blind, naive belief in a woman who had once ghosted him after sending "I'm having an abortion." That was red flag number 1. And I should have known right then that my husband has a trusts people online IQ lower than room temperature. I came into Eric's life in 2017. At the time, he told me he had a child from a previous relationship living somewhere in Southeast Asia. I was shocked, but when he explained that Katie had never asked for money, only occasionally requested things like, "Does anyone in your family have diabetes?" I thought, okay, maybe she just wants medical info for her kid. I was too damn naive. In 2018, we planned a trip to Asia, partly for vacation, partly to meet Eric's son. I even made a list of gifts for the boy Lego sets, English books, a t-shirt that said "I Dad." But when Eric texted Katie saying "we're coming to visit," she exploded like an emotional landmine. "You can't just choose when to be a father. I'm not letting my son meet some random woman like her." And then she blocked him, again, on everything. That was red flag number 2. And the first time I asked myself, is there even a child at all, I told my dad, who happens to be a veteran lawyer. He asked me one simple question that slapped my brain awake. Is there a birth certificate? No. Has Eric ever had a video call with the kid? Never. Did she ever request U.S. citizenship for the child visa? Anything? No, no, and no. That was red flag number 3. And the moment I started digging. But Eric, he still believed. So much so that when I gave birth to our first child, Katie flipped out because we didn't inform her so she could prepare her son emotionally to become a big brother. She called me a sick woman laughing at others' pain during a global pandemic. I told Eric to block her. He did. 3 days later, he unblocked her. Fast forward to 2024. We now have twins. This time, no Katie, no messages, no drama. I thought maybe this whole saga is finally over. Wrong. Last weekend, Katie messaged again. Her first words, "I'm sorry." Then, she confessed. She was never pregnant. The entire story of the little boy was a lie. She made it all up because she thought claiming to have a child would bring Eric back. When Eric didn't return, she blocked him. After breaking up with her actual boyfriend Jay, she came back and continued the lie. Every photo of the son was either pulled from Google or was actually her friend's nephew. Every text saying he learned the letter A today was fiction. Every image a scripted performance. I sat there listening to my husband read the message, his face collapsing under the weight of 12 years of false memories. He cried. Cried like a man who had just lost a child again. Except this time, the child never existed. We deleted all our social media. I called a private investigator. I told my dad. I sent over every file, every message, every voice note I had secretly saved about Katie. I don't know where this goes next. But I know one thing. We were watched, manipulated, and maybe in danger. Because someone capable of creating a child from scratch for 12 years is capable of anything. Story 2. My boyfriend wanted me to sleep with his best friend while he watched. I still don't really understand how he thought that was normal. Let me be clear. I'm not some prude. I don't shame people for their kinks. I don't do that. No kink shaming, but thing, and then throw cold water on someone's expression. I truly believe everyone has boundaries, preferences, and the right to explore them as long as there's mutual respect and consent. But what I'm about to tell you, this wasn't about a kink. This was about how he twisted the line between consent and humiliation, between curiosity and trash. I'm 28. He's 30. We'd been dating for almost a year. Everything seemed great, actually better than expected. He made me feel safe, and for someone like me, that's rare. I've loved before. I've been hurt before. I came into this relationship carrying a suitcase of emotional baggage. But with him, I really thought I'd found someone I could trust. We were together almost every night. I started leaving things at his place, a toothbrush, pajamas, a couple books by the bed. Everything felt natural, like we were slowly sinking into a shared life. We'd even started talking about moving in together. And I'll admit it, I used to think if he proposed one day, I might actually say yes. Then that night happened. We had just finished having sex. He turned to me, wrapped his arm around me gently. One hand stroked my hair, the other traced lazy shapes on my shoulder. And I knew that look, the one he gave when he had an idea, but didn't want to say it out loud yet. That I'm about to test the waters, so you better ask first and save me the awkwardness face. I laughed. What, you're thinking something again, aren't you? He hesitated. It's nothing really. Just, if it's not too weird, I had something I wanted to ask. I braced myself. I've heard a few fun requests before. Roleplay switching, dom sub roles, toys, handcuffs, mood lighting, threesome. I thought I was ready. I was wrong. He said, I've always kind of wondered what it would be like if you slept with my best friend while I watched. Yep, not a stranger. Not some fantasy. Not some Reddit thread he stumbled on. His best friend. A guy I knew. A guy who'd sat across from me at hot pot dinners. The guy who once teased me for wearing my hoodie inside out. The one who joked, your girl's totally my type, just kidding, don't hit me. And now I wondered, was he really kidding? I sat up in bed like someone lit a fire under me. Not because I was scared, because I was disgusted. I felt betrayed. Not by the kink, but by the way he tried to mold me into a tool for some fantasy he apparently shared with his little bromance squad. I asked point blank, have you talked to them about this? Do they know you've been planning this with me in mind? I've laughed with them, eaten with them, played board games with them. In their minds, have I just been some unopened toy? He said nothing, then quickly tried to reassure me. No, I've never said anything. It was just a thought. You're overthinking. Unfortunately for him, I'm an overthinker. And what I saw down that road wasn't just a thought. It was a house party, a living room, a casual want to try something fun, and me standing there expected to prove my love by sleeping with my boyfriend's best friend. and then smiling at him at his birthday party next month. I felt sick that I ever thought his friends were nice. I felt angry that I ever thought, oh, at least he surrounds himself with respectful people. Now I just felt stupid. I got dressed in silence. He stammered behind me. I was just asking. You didn't even answer. You don't even understand what I meant yet. I turned to him and looked him dead in the eye. I don't need to understand. I understand enough to know you see me as something you can pass around to your friends. I'm not a prop for your hidden 30-year-old porn fantasy. Then I walked out. The next morning, my phone lit up like a fireworks show. I didn't mean to upset you. I really do love you. That was just a small fantasy. Even if you say no, that's not a reason to break up. I just want you to understand how I feel. I didn't reply, because no amount of words would clean off what I was feeling. Some people told me I overreacted, that I should have sat down and had a mature conversation, that it's just a kink. To me, the kink wasn't the problem, but a kink that doesn't see your partner as a person only as a means to your sexual ends. That's not a kink. That's an insult. If you're in a relationship where someone makes you feel like you have to give up your boundaries just to hold on to love, here's my message. Love is about consent, not compliance. Love should never make you feel like a prop in someone else's fantasy. I lost a man I once thought was safe, but I kept myself, and I've never been more sure. That was the right choice. And that's what we've got for today, a full-blown drama tour through Reddit, where the kind get used, the selfish demand rights, and everything teeters on that lovely line of, wait, am I the one being unreasonable? If you've ever caught yourself wondering, am I the bad guy? Just remember, at least you didn't ask your partner to sleep with your best friend for fun. Drop a comment below. Who did you relate to the most? Who pissed you off the most? Or maybe, who reminded you a little too much of someone you know? And if you think these stories deserve to be heard, hit that like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss an episode of Reddit Echoes. Because sometimes the thing that keeps you up at night isn't the caffeine, it's a stranger story that hits way too close to home.